All right, it says we are live, but I can't see. I'm gonna refresh this button. Reload, oh, cancel. I can't. Oh, wow, why? All right, well, I can't see the comments. That's not right. I'm gonna have to find. I'm gonna have to find the live session here. Oh, there we go, and just watch it over here on this side. All right, just if you're on, just let me know that you're here while I figure this out. Say hello in the live chat. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Sorry. Um, I haven't gone live in a really long time, and it's like trying to figure out all of this all over again is just interesting. New tools, new updates to some of the live streaming, and well, um, it's a bit of a learning curve. But all right, so today we're gonna work on a new notebook. I am interested in journaling in the style of Leonardo da Vinci, and he had a very unique way of taking notes and journaling, if you can even call it journaling. Um, the other day on TikTok, I made these two on a live TikTok. They came out really great. Didn't have much of a crowd there, um, but I haven't done much in that on that uh, platform. And then yesterday, I made this one in honor of the first day of autumn, and I like how this one turned out. And then yesterday, during yesterday's live, we made this, and I got a chance to let you decide what these were gonna look like. So I cut out a box from a DiGiorno pizza, and we made this together. You all decided that you wanted a pocket in this, a yellow pocket, and you decided that you wanted the washi tape. And so we did that. And then we made our first ever horizontal journal. So you guys decided that you wanted to use um, the hockey tape with this one instead, and we created this. So it's a notebook that goes this way, and then once you're done, guess what? You're not done. You can keep going. That's the beauty of this urban journal. I call them urban journals. Um, Urban because you could take them with you everywhere you go, and then jot down whatever you want. There's no limit to this. You could do anything with these. But today, I want to actually build a journal that's more like this. And the reason why is because I've been looking into Leonardo da Vinci and what he has done, and the way that he journals. And by the way, as you're coming in, welcome. I want to welcome you to the live chat. Please let me know in the comment section, the chat. Go over to the chat and just let me know that you can hear me and that you're here, because I can't hear myself, so I don't know whether or not there is sound. um, and then let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. So I called this one the Urban Notes. I want to journal in the style of Leonardo da Vinci, and I'll explain what that looks like. I've already pre-cut 2 sheets of paper. What I did was I took regular copy paper, like the type that you would find in your printer, and I cut them the long way in half. And then I cut them, I believe this is 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 by 4.25. So folded in half gives us 2.25 sized pocket book, and it should be wide enough to fit in my side pocket of my carpenter pants. I wear carpenter pants almost daily. Oh, thank you. Is it Omicron or Omicron? Thanks so much for letting me know. Thank you for the feedback. So I've already cut the pages in half into the size that I want them to be in, except this one. This one came out taller. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. I guess not. It just depended on where it was. Um, I've cut them into size. In case you're wondering, I it's basically a full sheet cut in half, and then each cut it into 4 squares basically, or rectangles. And the size is a 4.5 by 4.25. And then you fold each sheet in half. The thing is that when you fold it in half, you have the inside sheets are obviously sticking out because they're layered. So the inside layer is always going to stick out. But not to worry, we're going to take care of that in just a few minutes. Welcome to the live chat. Please feel free to engage in the live chat. Just let us know where you're from. If you've watched the videos before, why are you here? Why do you journal? Feel free to share whatever you're comfortable with sharing. Talk to each other more than anything. I want you guys to really gather ideas from one another and get familiar with other journalers around the world. All right. So for this project, I've selected this beautiful color. Being that it's autumn now, I love when the leaves start to change. And so I love all these yellows and deep reds and orange yellows and orange reds and deep purples and beautiful lime green that Erica and I saw one time when we went to Washington, D.C. It was the most beautiful tree I've ever seen, with the most beautiful lime green, yellow, like the yellowish green petals that I've ever seen, or leaves that I've ever seen. This color, though, is amazing. It's going to look great as a mini journal that fits in my what is it, my 6th pocket of my pants. All right, so for that, I am going to need I don't need it, but I choose to use this because it just makes things a lot easier. But in yesterday's live, I showed you how you can cut without the board. This just makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm going to take a sheet of paper that is the width of this, so it's going to be 4.5. But I'm not going to do 4.5. I'm going to go 4 3/4. I'm going to go over 1. I like to have a little extra space. And then I'm going to flip this over so that I could get the height. And again, the height, I'm going to add two grooves. So for those of you who don't know, this has grooves on it with measurements, and it has a measurement, I think, on every 1/8 of an inch. And so is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, every 1/8 of an inch. And so each measurement has a groove. You press this down and it makes like a crease on the paper. I use this just to mark where I'm going to cut the sheet. As you can see, I made a marking here. And that's my sheet. Crazy Art Wolf, hi, greetings from Germany. I discovered your channel a few days ago, and I really love your notebook style. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Been working on this for many, many years, just for myself, really. And I got back into journaling not too long ago. And I realized that I like the way that other people make their journals. I wanted to make my own. And not just that, I wanted to share it with you all so that you all can make journals the way that I make them. But not because I want you to make them the way that I make them. I just want you to take the idea. And then I want you to think, and I want you to consider how you can improve it for yourself, right? We're taking the Bruce Lee approach. I want you to see and say, hey, this works. Why does it work? And then you decide, hey, you know what? I think I want, what is this? I almost folded it the wrong way, right? Yeah, I almost folded it the wrong way. I want you to see how you can improve it, and then improve it. I want you to see that the journals that I make are customizable, and you can customize it any way you want. Look, you see, I didn't even use the board this time. I just folded it this way. You could use the scoring board, but I saw somebody yesterday, 2 people actually commented that what's stopping them from making their own journals is the scoreboard. You don't need it. In fact, I just have like a month with this, less than a month, and I hadn't used it before. because I didn't need it, but I like using it because it just makes it go faster. Ivan, oh, what's up, Ivan? Watching from Texas. I've been journaling for years now, but more recently, I've been doing a captain's log type journal because my memory is starting to fail me. Oh no. Oh man. I like the idea of a captain's log. You know what made me fall in love with journaling? When I was younger, I watched a film called um, The Last Samurai, and Tom Cruise's character, he does a captain's log. And I just love that idea of watching something or experience something and then capturing it on paper, right? And then, I don't know, someone else might find your journals. And I also like the idea of stapling. Yes, we're stapling today. I also like the idea of having someone like Marcus Aurelius, who was just writing his thoughts down on paper. He didn't intend any of us to see his journals, but we did, and he's helped thousands, hundreds of thousands of people with his Stoic ideas and his Stoic philosophies. And where would we be today without, also like say someone like Anne Frank, who in the most terrible time and her most horrible experience took the time to journal what she was experiencing. So I like that, the captain's log. It's called, I just recently learned that it's called interstitial journaling. I've done it. I'm doing it myself too, but I'm doing it digitally for now. I'll show you. I've set it up so that I have let me see. I hate that this thing is delayed a little bit. Let me see. Okay, there it is. This one's on time. I have an app. I made a shortcut that goes straight. Not that. That goes straight to my interstitial journal, and I can log every hour, or not hour, but every once in a while when I'm done with the task, I'll just journal more. I'm doing it digital. Oh, excuse me. I'm doing it digitally because I use the talk to text feature. So I'll place it here, and I'll 2:29 p.m. 2:29 p.m. I'm currently doing a live on YouTube. Period. And then I go on about my day. I don't have to. It caught that. I don't have to take my pen out and write that. I could just be on the go. And then when I really want to slow down, I take my current journal, which I have in my pouch. You heard me unzip my pouch. This I carry with me every day. And currently, it was about logging what it means to be confident and what are some of the things that you could see in people who are confident. But what I started doing was now, because I was looking into Leonardo DaVinci on this other side, I started writing just things that I want to learn, right? Like find out everything you can about Leonardo da Vinci. And then here, find out why Ramona Expressway, which is a highway near where I live, it says, find out why Ramona Expressway has daytime headlight zone. I've passed by there so many times, and I always ask the same question. Why do they want us to do headlights in the daytime? I don't know why. I figured I might want to learn why. So that's what this project is about. This project is about trying to journal in the same way that he did, which was lead with curiosity, observe, make note, and then reflect. I like that. If you're not reflecting in your journal, you're missing half of the point. Let's see. What do you think about the idea that Da Vinci was keeping a commonplace book of things he observed and not these are his inventions? Yeah, that's the thing that I like. It confused me a little bit because I'm like, wait, how does he know? How did he know how to go back to a note to reference some idea? And I think this was just helping him keep his mind sharp. And supposedly, what I learned yesterday was that he would make a note and he would remember that he made that note next to another note. So, let's just say he had an idea for, or he wanted to make a note on how to study the wings of a bird. and he'll remember that he left that note next to the note on water pressure or something. And so whenever he needed the note, he'd be like, where was that note for bird wings? Oh, it was next to the water pressure thing. So he'd look for the water pressure, boom, there it was. Which is a weird system, right? Because it's not like he had tags that he can be like hashtag birds, right? He didn't have that. So I don't know. That's why I want to try it. So anyway, we've taken our piece of paper, we've cut the cover off, and now we're going to staple. And I just take a normal regular stapler. I do have a professional stapler that is much longer, that allows you to have full sheets in, but I'm going to do it with this one because this one fits. See, it's wide enough. So what I'm going to do is I like to bring my face up close and see where it bites, because because you don't want to align it to this edge. You got to remember that it bites inside, right? The staple comes out from here. So when you're aligning the paper, you don't want to be aligned to this. You want to be aligned right behind it. So if you could place this edge ahead of the crease that you made, you'll be able to staple it correctly. And remember, not like I almost did. Yeah, you want it to bite on the inside, so it's got to be flipped around, right? Because you want the part that the teeth of the staple to bend inward, and you want that to be on the inside of the journal, not the out. So it's going to come out this way. So I want to be out here. So I'm going to look and see if I can see where that line is and align it to where the staple bites. There it is, you see? There it is. You do this enough times. What do they say? Repetition is the mother of all skill. Repetition is the mother of all skill. You repeat something enough, you're going to get it. There it is again. See, right on the money. Let's do it one more time. One more time. There it is, right on the money. Look, I think this is the first time that I've got all three right on the money. So now I can remove these clips. By the way, these Home Depot, like $1, I think it was. Actually cheaper than that. I think they were like 50 cents. And then I have bigger ones that I'm holding things up with. Well, I guess this one's not being used, so I can show you. This is a larger sized. I think these were on sale for like $1. And then I have one more. This size. Just go to Home Depot or your Harbor Freight, whatever store, and get yourself some of these. These always come in handy. Especially these, as you can see. Okay, and look at that. You didn't see me cut the paper, but I mean, explaining that is easy, is the easy part. You can cut paper and fold it in half. You saw me cut the cover. I go just a little bit over, but you see how the paper is nicely inside of that. And you can leave it that way. Or you could trim it, which is what we're going to do, what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim it. I'm going to take my ruler. And I learned something because I used to guess where the paper was, but I don't have to guess anymore. You could take the bone folder or your finger and just sort of crease, and now you'll be able to see it there. I hope the camera caught that. I guess I'll see it in the replay. And then here, I'm going to, if this is the line, I'm going to put the ruler just inside of that. So yes, I am going to cut off some of the white paper. And that's what I want. I want to line this up here. I'm going to line this up right here so I know that this is going to be straight. I guess it doesn't matter. That was dumb. All right. I was going to, yeah, all right. Sure, Leo. Speaking of dumb, Dumb and Dumber. All right, here we go. And so you're not going to get this in one shot. So press firmly and go over it 4 or 5 times. It's okay if you go over. Ooh, I cut in here, but it's fine. It's going to get chopped. Look at that. I'm not even trying to be neat. See, I'm doing it with my finger. You could see. Let me switch over to the other screen. There it is. You could see I press down, and you could see the crease of the sheet. Can you? Yeah, right there. So now that tells me where I am, at least where the paper is, and then I could just take this and press firmly. Press firmly. I want to do something so bad, but I think I'll do it on the next live. I'll do it on the next one. For sure, I'll do it on the next one. And that thing is, I want to cut the sheet at an angle. I want to go like up, like that, or down. I don't know, just to make it different. Just want to try it. I don't know why, but I do. Just kind of give it something like a unique look. Something that says, hey, I made this. I don't get asked much about it, but I'm going to build as many as I can here. And then I have a friend who owns a coffee shop. He invites me to sing because I'm also a musician. He invites me to go and sing every once in a while. And I think the next time I want to have all my journals with me and then sell them. Why not? Make some money performing and then make some money selling some notebooks. Good idea, bad idea. I don't know. All right. And then there's this one here. I'm going to, the key is to hold firmly, okay? And try not to push too much on the ruler. Just let the edge of the ruler guide you. Don't push into it though, because you might push the ruler and then get a crooked line, which would be fine. It wouldn't be the end of the world. But if you want a straight cut, you want to push down firmly. There it is. Look how beautiful that is, man. That's so beautiful. I love that. It's going to fit right in that pocket. And then when inspiration strikes, I can just pull it out quickly, jot something down quick, bam. When I'm out and about and I get an idea, learn about, I don't know, transmission and learn about how windshield wipers work. I don't know. I'm really curious about things, and sometimes I feel really dumb when I say things out loud because, like, who the heck thinks of things that in that way? And so I feel like people are like, "What the heck are you talking about? You lick or?" Anyway, if you're on, go over to the live chat. Do me a favor, just say hi. I'd appreciate it. I just want to see who's on here. If you're comfortable sharing where you're watching from, let me know where you're watching from. Do you ever use journaling prompts? I do use journaling prompts, but I find that I usually have a mission, if you want to call it that. Like there are times where I feel down on myself, for example, and I feel like I've lost my confidence. So the question is, how can I be more confident? And it's not going to be just one entry. So I make the whole week, or for as long as I can, I'll make it my goal to study confidence, observe people and what they do. And then as you saw, or I don't know if you were on, but as you saw, like I will carry my book and I have my objective. It says regain confidence in myself. So I have multiple objectives: regain confidence in myself, figure out the mindset of successful people. Blah, tongue tied today. Stay motivated with quotes from the greats. So I'm looking for quotes. I'm looking for patterns of success. I'm looking for mindsets, of success. I'm searching for hints of confidence in people. And then create art and lead with curiosity. So I make sure that whenever I'm stuck, I'm saying, okay, how can I be curious about this? So I'm leading with curiosity. And then I write, goals that I want to have. And then as I'm out and about, I'm journaling. I see something and I'll think of something and I'll say confidence is found in making a clear decision, no matter the outcome. So it's about deciding, making a choice. Decide something. It doesn't matter whether you succeed or you fail, just decide. And just deciding it, even let's just say that I decided to do a live and it fails. It flops. Nobody shows up. Well, guess what? I decided, and that decision gave me a little bit more confidence. It's like dropping a grain of confidence in my bucket, and that was actually the next one. See, it goes to show that I review and it sticks. Speak up and be clear. Know your skills and trust your skills. Right? Block out external voices, no matter what they say. Learn to block them out. Also, block out the echoes of their voices in your mind. Listen only to your own listen only to your inner confident voice. So I have a confident voice in me, but sometimes it's overdrowned by other people's voices. So I do prompt, but not daily. So I have a mission, and then once I think I'm done, I move on. I'm never done really, but I move on to the next question. Like yesterday's question was like, how did Leonardo da Vinci journal? And so here we are pursuing that idea, and I'm wanting to look at the world with curiosity. So this is my attempt to see the world with curiosity. I'm just going to fill this little journal up with unorganized / organized chaos. And who knows, maybe this will fail, but I love the fact that I made something. It feels good, and I might not find a purpose for it today, but tomorrow I might, find a really good cup of noodle recipe and write it down on my journal. Or have gratitude, or I don't know what this is. This is what I got. Just a regular journal, just regular journaling. Buy a bigger cutting mat. Did it. Call Juan. Did it. Build a cam rig. Did it. Write a script for a YouTube video. I don't know if I did that one, but sketching, all kinds of stuff. So I just want to be actively creating, let's see. I really like your zine style junk journal. I've wanted to do something similar. Have you migrated fully to these DIY journals, or do you use store-bought notebooks anymore? I do both. Actually, let me show you. I have my on-the-go journal. I have this one. This one I carry with me, and I use this to journal on the go, particularly with. So here's a plan. Actually, I'm gonna lay it out since you asked. I'm gonna lay it out for you, and for myself actually, because this is the first time I'm thinking it out loud. So I have this that's on the go, but it's focused mainly on confidence and success. Then I have my other journal that stays at home. I carry it with me, but this one I usually journal at home. And this one captures all my other stuff, how I'm feeling, life lessons, studio updates, things about my YouTube channel. Hang on, let me make sure I'm not going to show you something that that was private. I tried something the other day because I wanted to make a new style, or wanted to do something different with my private journals. And so I decided to take an envelope, I cut it, and then I glued it together. And now I put my private journals in here, just in case I go on a live like this. I don't have to worry about it being out in the open. Everything I can show you, here's another to-do list. Everything I show you I'm comfortable with showing you from this point forward, right? I did a little bit of collage just because, I don't know, sometimes you get intimidated with a blank page. So I did a little collage. I get to write on this. It's just going to look different moving forward. But in the past, it has looked different. I had a piece of paper that I journaled out when I was out because I didn't have anything to write. So I grabbed the piece of paper, I folded it, and then I journaled. And when I got back, I cut it up in pieces and then journaled it, put it here. I also have, when I'm not carrying this journal, where is it? when I'm not carrying this journal and I'm out, I can tear a piece of paper, journal, put it in my pocket here, right? Put it in my pocket. And then when I get home, pull it out, cut it if it needs to be cut, glue it right onto this journal. So I can not carry this and still have entries for this journal. When I get home, I glue it and then I continue business as usual. You see here, I was doing just a box journaling in here. And then eventually I got to the point where I did double column, right? And now I'm going back to the square. I'm going back to the full square. And I'm also going to add like little mini collages, if you will. Like I could take, this here. Let's do it. Let's do it now. I could take a little piece of paper. Just, actually I'll flip it around. There, just that. It's nothing serious. I'm not trying to create, anything that I'm going to sell. Wow, that's a seller. It's just me taking something in the moment, glue, boom, expression. It's just about expressing something in the moment, having a little expression. And then I might take this red pen and say, like, I don't know, a little note that says, "You've got this. Oops. You've got this," in red. And then in the future, I'll be looking back, and then this will pop out and stand out at me and remind me, "Hey, do it. You got it." And then look, I am not there yet, but I took my fingers, and you can see my knuckles are sticking out. But I took a thing and I traced my hand, and I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to journal probably inside my hand, just so that page stands out. And who knows what I'm going to do next? In the back here, I've created another one where I haven't written anything yet, but for longer private entries, I'll journal here and just place it back here so it's tucked away, hidden. Later on, when I really want to look back and only see the issues that I've had, I'll say, "Here, are there any issues back here that I need to solve? Oh yeah, I remember that I was dealing with anger every time I heard somebody chew, because chewing is my biggest pet peeve, hearing people chew. What can I do about that? How can I be more kind? How can I be more polite? Or do I need to set a boundary? How can I set boundaries?" By the way, also want to take this moment to thank you all so much, because look at this, on the 16th of September, we hit 500 subs. 16th, on the 16th of September, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 7 days later, we had 1,000. So thank you all so much for joining and for subscribing and being here. Let's see. I really like your site. Okay. I did a notebook count today because I was gonna go look for notebooks. Ooh, too many in the cabinet. Yeah, that's an issue I have. That's a pretty cool way of journaling. I think I'll try something similar. Yeah, just take this. All of this, take it. I want you all to see that there's another way of journaling other than what you're seeing online, including myself. And then I want you to say, "Hey, I could use that." But you may not like this, but you like the idea of a pocket. And so you have another journal. You create a pocket for that journal. Cool. Maybe you like this. You're like, "Hey, I'm not going to buy a journal anymore. I have tons of paper that I have stashed away and I haven't used in years." This is me, by the way. I'm talking out loud. And I'm going to make my own journals. And I'm not going to buy a new journal until all that paper is gone. I don't know. Whatever. I made up that story. Right? So the idea is this: journal at home first thing in the morning, gratitude, morning pages, whatever. I don't have a morning pages routine, but it's just output before input, as what's his name? Van Neistat and Tom Sachs says. Output before input. So before you go scrolling, output first and then input. Then when I'm out in the street, I'm taking these two. But this is my mission. I'm working on a project, which is to regain my confidence. All of that goes in here. This is all my Leonardo da Vinci stuff, my curiosities, my book of curiosities, let's call it that. Urban curiosities. I see something interesting, I write it down. Lately, I've been running into a lot of rude people, particularly customer service reps, and that bugs the hell out of me because I love customer service. I think I've been really good at customer service. It's one of my fortes. If I can say something confidently, that would be the thing that I would say confidently. And it bugs me. So I can write something about like, hey, what happened to customer service? Hey, remember to call corporate office and ask if you can train their people because they're terrible, you know. Anyway, just a new system. It's evolving. You know, eventually, what I think I'm going to try next once I fill this one in. I was almost tempted to abandon this one and do this, but what I'm going to do is when I finish this one, I'm going to try journaling with this size next. I'm going to try to take and replace this with this. Just once. I want to try journaling on here and maybe even do it the long way if I have longer entries. If I know that I'm going to rant. Look at this, an old school Michael's arts and crafts store. Anyway, that's the goal. That's the whole system here. I'm going to put this away. And then also I carry in my pouch this bag from Jersey Mike's. You know, the subs come in a bag, really long bag. I cut it and I made it shorter. And then I folded it this way and taped it over here so that I can carry scrap pieces of paper with me. And I think the goal here is to use one of these papers and then when I journal, put it in the other journal pocket so that pocket goes right into my other journal. Does that make sense? I hope it does. That's the goal. I hope I didn't throw too much at you, but this one's practically done. The only thing that's left to do now is, let's see, how long have we been on here? 37 minutes. All right, I'm going to try to cut this a little shorter than I did yesterday. I was on here for 2 hours yesterday. And I thank you all for joining me for those 2 hours, but I don't want to take too much of your time. And plus, I got to go work anyway. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to take every corner and punch the corners just to give it a little bit of a neater look. Okay. Somebody earlier commented, it was my first negative comment on the channel. They said, or you could just go to the dollar store and buy a 3-pack. True. That is true. But the way that I see it is this. Someone made that in a factory in bulk. Some machine cut that, and they weren't thinking about me. They weren't thinking about what I need. They just made it that size. They said, here's the size, and you're going to use this, and that's that. But here, I have control over that. See, I can't go to the store and buy this size in this color. You know, I can't. I'd have to modify it anyway. I'd have to cut it maybe even. So if I wanted to fit in that pocket, you know what pocket I'm talking about, right? Like in the carpenter pants, there's a side pocket right by your knee, like under your hip, I guess you could say. There's like a pocket there I don't know what it's for. It's maybe for like a blade, or I know it's not for measuring tape, but maybe it's like to have a blade or a screwdriver in there or something. And I'm doing multiple pages, by the way, at the same time. And so I realized I'm not using that pocket yet. So, you're going to hear someone's going to be cutting the grass now. So you'll hear a lawnmower, and I apologize for that. I don't have the right system to silence that. But here you are. Look at this. This I made with me in mind. I thought about what I needed, and I made it. This is made for me, by me. So now, all I'm got to do to protect the spine, to keep it from tearing, is add my favorite tape for these types of projects. That is this. My favorite tape is hockey tape. I'm going to do what I did with the other one and not make it edge to edge. Or should I make it edge to edge? You know what? I've never made one of these edge to edge, so we're going to do that. We're going to make it edge to edge. The goal is to have the center of the tape be in the center here. So you have half on this side, half on that side. Okay. And then I go over. Oh man. It's all right. It's okay. I'm talking to myself. I have a self that freaks out. And then I have another self that's calm and goes, hey, relax, you're good, you're good. All right, cool. So then I overshoot just a tiny little bit. I press, come in here, bam, perfect. Ivan says, making a notebook is a creative outlet that gives us satisfaction that a store-bought notebook can't come close to. Exactly. That's exactly it, too. I get to exercise my creative muscle, man. And then not to mention, this is therapeutic. You know, I could sit here. I'd probably be listening to something relaxing like metal music. No, actually, I like to listen to jazz. So I could be listening to jazz, calm, drinking a coffee, making my notebook, or listening to a podcast, spending some time creating something with my hands, something that I could be really happy with, and something that whenever it comes out of my pocket, it gives me that little kick of dopamine. You know, I get all excited and I'm like, yeah, man, I made that. That's awesome. This is mine. This is my notebook, not Composition's notebook or Kmart. Oh my God, Walmart or Target's notebook or dollar store notebook. This is Leonardo's notebook. There it is. Look at that. Okay. It took me 37 minutes to make this only because I stopped, talked, showed you other stuff, but I could probably make this in less than 15 minutes, less than 10, maybe even. If I really just rushed through it. But if I took my time, good 15, 20 minutes is a good time to make this notebook. And now this exists now. It's out here. And now what I like to do is take some tape and take my Micron pen and just write a little note for myself. Lead with curiosity. I got this from like working at the restaurants. They write labels and stuff and they use a blue tape on everything. They write the date of something that when something was made. Oh no, I think I'm gonna smear it. Who cares? We don't care. I'll rewrite it. But there it is. So some of you might be like, oh, that was ruined. It looks ugly now. It's mine. With all due respect, you make it however you want. You could take a Sharpie and write across this way, or take a pen and write directly on this. This I could take off and put the date. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's put the date. This is just a little reminder that if I'm going to journal, like maybe next time I should just stick the tape first, that if I'm going to journal like Leonardo da Vinci, I should remember to always lead with curiosity. Let my curiosity lead the way. Allow it to ask questions. Allow it to guide me. (9/23/25), and then I guess if I date this, it'll have the end date, but I'll write the end date back here so I know I started this on the 23rd of September and I finished it whenever. So of course I'm going to make a video in the future about this. So you were here when I built it. So you can see later on, you'll see I journaled like Leonardo da Vinci video, and you'll remember this day. And not just that, maybe you'll make your own. Super easy, man. That's all you needed. That's all you needed. Customizing it all the way is way more fun. Yeah, it is. Do whatever you want. Yes. Thank you so much. Give yourselves permission, man, to also do whatever it is that you want. Carry the notebook you want. Now the ultimate test. I can't show you this, but or maybe I can. Oh no, I can't. I can't move that camera. But I'll take a little video of it later, and I'll show you if it's perfect. It fits perfectly in that little spot. Oh man, this is awesome. I love that. Well, I don't like that this tape is coming off that way. If it starts to peel off, I'll probably cut it and then just put another piece of tape. Actually, let's do that now. This was peeling back a little bit. See that? Okay. If you run into an issue like that, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to because I wasn't able to get it. I wasn't able to cut it all the way to the edge. Oh, dude. Okay, we're gonna peel it back a little bit. I'm gonna bring it to the edge. I'm gonna try to make it so that you could see it. But I hope the camera's catching that. But I basically just put it to the edge of the table and then cut a piece. So now I'm gonna go up, and there it is. It's not protecting the top here, but that's fine. You know. I don't know. I just put that piece that I cut back off. I put it back on there. It's probably gonna fall out later, but who cares? There it is. This is mine. It's how I wanted it. It came out, yeah, pretty close to what I thought it was going to come out. And now it's ready to be used. And today will be my first entry. So I'm going to go out now. I have to go out and get some work done and get my day going. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you all being here and sharing ideas and sharing where you're from. I will see you tomorrow. I'll probably do one every day. I'm already making these anyway and recording them, so I might as well go live and I don't know, let you all decide which colors we use and all that other stuff. By the way, in case you're curious, yesterday I used this cardstock I bought at Walmart. It's Pen and Gear. It's pretty good, 67-pound cardstock, made for inkjet or laser printing paper. It's really good cardstock for these notebooks. Comes in white. It's 100 sheets for about $5. I think I got it. It's really cheap. I'm only suggesting you go get it because if you make a journal out of each sheet, that's 100 journals, you know? All right. Appreciate you all so much. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.